What is going on, YouTube? I'd like to welcome you guys back to Red's World. So today I'm doing my first what the fuck is my podcast even called? I'm doing my first incREDible podcast. This is something that I planned on doing before COVID, or before I got COVID. It was supposed to come out right after Christmas, but it's been delayed. I got a very special guest. This is somebody who is like a brother to me, my homie. Can call him X, Jeremiah. He could plug his stuff if he wants to, and I'll link it down in the description.
How's it going, everybody? I'm glad to be here. Very simple. I don't have any social media, so don't worry about any links.
When he gets his stuff together, we'll link you. I'll let you know.
Definitely. So, yeah, I'm just a simple guy. I'm a mechanic, and I like to, hang out with friends. Like you said, brothers for a long time. Been knowing each other for a long time. Seen a lot of stuff with each other.
Oh yeah,
this should be an interesting podcast.
Absolutely. A lot of reminiscing, but more than anything, those reminiscings with the way we work, it's like a web that connects with one dot and then goes into a million. So excuse us if we're saying something you have no clue what we're talking about.
You'll get references later. I did.
But yeah, I actually forgot to tell you. So I've done podcasts on my channel, but I made a podcast name. I was kind of just making art, and I took words with the word red in it, and I did incREDible, but incREDible, and I put red with like I got the art and stuff on my channel, but so it's gonna be the incREDible podcast, and just pretty much gonna be doing podcasts with people. I've been trying to kind of reach out to people. I wanted to do, one of the things I've been struggling with my channel is kind of getting new people in and kind of feeling like they're being interacted with. So I want to actually take at least a couple times. I know it's probably not going to work that well. You know how people are. But
timing, it's everything.
Dude, I want to make like a TikTok or something and basically say, like, if you have an interesting story and you would like to go on a podcast, tell me your story in the comments, and whatever story gets the most likes, I'll hit you up and we'll do a podcast.
Oh, that's very open, very free form. I like that.
It's like anyone can, you know what I mean? Like, it's really, really unique because it allows anybody to get an opportunity. So I am going to be doing that. Don't steal my ideas, people. No, I'm just playing. No, I know you ain't going to.
You got two big motherfuckers at your door.
But no, I don't. I mean, people do all kinds of shit. My podcast is gonna be great because I'm on it. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. My girl said hi. Come wave to him.
Hi. All the pups there too?
Yeah.
Oh man. I know Moose is the OG.
You gonna let the dogs in?
Who let the dogs in? Who?
Doggos. We're doing a family introduction here, guys. I'm trying so hard not to shake this camera, but it's so awkward.
Got cerebral palsy early, don't you?
Apparently. Parkinson's.
You knew what I meant. Oh, wow. Is that Moose? No, that's Moose.
He said, no, that's Moose. He knows him. Moose man. Moose man.
Oh, wow. He's gotten so big. He's gotten so big.
Moose man.
He's like, who's this guy? Is this time to eat?
You recognize that person?
Wow, he's gotten so big. Where's that? I know there's one more, isn't there?
Macy. Where's Macy? Oh, well, she's down there. She's just short.
Oh,
she's a basketball. Macy. Look how excited she gets. Macy. Come here, Macy girl. Macy. Macy. Oh, that's super. Look how fucking pale he's gotten.
Yeah. Wow.
Makes you feel old, don't it? On top of the
It does,
balding and
dude.
shit. Now my camera has to come in focus.
It really does, dude. Like,
Show my
man.
girl you're balding. We
Yeah.
shared bald. We shared
Chris, did
balding.
you,
We're all,
Hey, I
we're all
set
good as
myself
hell.
up for the podcast. Don't mess my hair up. Dude, I've had some hair moments while I was recording. I'm like, man, I can't do this fucking video. I look stupid as hell, man.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. Like,
I didn't understand what a bad hair day was until
he got bad
I
hair.
had a bad hair day. I was like, dude, I look fucking I'm ugly as hell.
yeah, dude, I had to keep, like, this is my standard hairstyle now. I got to keep it low because
Yeah, you got the
everything else,
brawn going though.
yeah,
Hey,
for real.
greatness, you know what I mean?
Hopefully,
Honestly
eventually.
though, like no bullshit, like from the front your hair looks normal. Like you're a tall dude, so most people ain't gonna be looking down on you.
Exactly.
Keep
And
your
that's
head
what I
up, you
love.
know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Just all
Hilarious.
I don't know if it was subconscious too, but you just took a chug of water. Look at Macy. Tell going 1,000 miles an hour.
She's whacking them.
What you
Why is
doing,
she
Macy
going so
girl?
hard?
They're all right. But you took a drink of water and I took a drink of water like in sync with you, and then I thought about it as I drank it. I was like, did he remind
Yeah.
me of water?
No in sync, but Justin Timberlake.
I got a funny story. I don't know if you remember this, but when me, Jeremiah, and one of our other roommates, his name's Malik, he'll probably be on the channel. I was gonna do a co-stream. Malik was streaming Apex and stuff a lot, but we just haven't been on at the same time and stuff. But every night when we lived together, at 2 o'clock in the morning, on the dot, didn't matter what night, didn't matter what we eat, every single night, at 2 o'clock in the morning, we all had to use the bathroom at the same time.
It was a mad dash for the toilet, dude.
A literal mad dash. And on top of that, we had one bathroom. So if you weren't the first one, you had to sit in soggy poop air. We had Febreze, but the ventilation in the bathroom is a heater instead of a vent.
Yeah. And 3 guys using one bathroom. It just
Big guys.
lingers.
3 big guys. 6'2", over 260.
Literally.
But if you were the third one, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. I tried to always stay in the middle somewhere, like second, but never last.
Well, see, I had the upstairs room at the time. I'd be coming down the stairs and I would hear someone open their door and run to the bathroom. I'm like, you motherfucker, man. Damn it.
Every time. It was like poetry in motion.
You know what's crazy though is the entire time we lived together, I never had any issues with the bathroom being occupied, maybe once or twice earlier in the day. Never earlier in the day. It was always at nighttime, which is so bizarre to me.
Yeah. Because, honestly, technically, we were all night owls, dude. Like, we were
Oh,
all
yeah,
up
for sure.
past 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
For sure.
So,
That
we
was,
used to eat heavy.
Oh, yeah. I still have a terrible habit, man. When we cook anything, we make tacos, we make 3 pounds of meat and shit, and it just goes to waste. I got a whole fridge of just fucking leftovers.
Speaking of tacos, remember that time we went to Taco Bell, and I can't even remember what we got, but we got a shitload of food, came back to the house, and I promise you that bathroom did not get any spare.
I don't remember it. But I did that a lot, though. I did that a lot. Me and like Chris and our cook and Brian, and then we did that stuff a lot. So that was kind of like our tradition. You kind of came in on, so that was something we did a lot of. Man, but so you said you're down in Alabama now. I think I asked you, but I don't remember what you said. What got you down in Bama?
A couple things. One being family. I was really starting to miss them a lot. They were since they moved down here, they was trying to get me down here. I only have been down here probably 3 times.
Okay.
Once was for my little brother's funeral.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remembered you saying something. That was the one who had the track accident, right?
Yeah, he was running track and literally had an asthma attack and passed out.
That's crazy, man. Rest in peace to him,
Yeah,
man.
definitely rest in peace.
That's
He
tragic.
was a lot of inspiration. Yeah, he was a lot of inspiration when it came to my music and everything like that. Uh, but then the second time I went down there, it was to help my sister and my grandmother move down there, which was a whole like mind trip because I had just been down here not too long ago for my little brother's funeral, and now literally all the rest of my family are about to move down here. So, and the final reason that I actually moved is because my last relationship was crappy, and
Interesting.
I needed a break from
Did you want
the
to
city.
elaborate on that, or are you gonna leave it at that?
No, I can. I'm definitely. I have no problem elaborating. Um, so when the relationship started, basically, it originally started on a lie. She had got with me so she can get over somebody else, and then it developed into a whole bunch of toxicity.
Now, this was
Uh,
after your marriage, correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And that ended stupendously. By the way, I think I'm starting to get my track record, and I'm staying away.
Let's go back to that. Let's start with I was there for a lot of the marriage, or not of the
Yeah,
marriage, but the foreground, and then after the marriage, you guys kind of did your own
yeah.
thing. What happened with that?
Uh, honestly, what happened with that is perspectives were too different. As you know,
There's a
her
lot of
children
age
too.
gap, man. That
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Her children, they were, my age basically, except for her youngest daughter. Her two oldest children were my age, and it seemed like I had to fight a lot for what rightfully was mine.
Right.
I pay bills in this house. Yeah, I have to ask your daughter to stop doing something she shouldn't be doing. Um, your
Well, it's
son
also kind of
who
hard to like put your foot down when they're literally like your friends.
exactly,
And it's like, I'm
exactly,
the dad now,
exactly.
motherfucker. It doesn't really work like that. That shit's awkward.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
that's
very very awkward, very awkward.
right.
But I had left twice. Before I left the final time, I had left twice
Okay.
because of her children, and it was like one of those things where was constantly butting heads with these people, and I don't need. I don't. There's no reason for me to butt heads with you
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Well, you guys were also, for the most part, good on a personal level, just not on
Hmm.
a household level. It's kind
Yeah.
of like
Yep.
having a bad roommate who's a good friend.
Exactly. Exactly. And I honestly wish I would have kept it at the friend level because it was one of those things where, yeah, she was really dope as a friend, but getting into a relationship, you tend to see all the different bad habits, all the different.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So it definitely was one of those things that I was like, yeah, I need to find a way to do this calmly and
Right.
productively.
So when you guys split, was it a mess or was it pretty clean?
It was clean, very clean. Well, it was a little bit of both. I would say it was clean because there was no harsh feelings there, but it was a mess because I literally had just packed all my stuff and left.
Okay.
Like she had went to Philadelphia for the
Oh,
weekend,
you
and I
dipped out
had
when she wasn't there?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I get it though,
That's it.
man. It's very hard to get out of predicaments. The most important thing, I tell people this all the time, and you're the one who called me the love guru. I didn't call myself that, you know what I'm saying? But
No,
um
no, but that's a fact, dude. Like you have all like for real. Honestly, you and Courtney are like one of the few couples that I know who have been with each other for a long
oh yeah.
standing and genuinely understand each other in every capability.
Yeah,
That's hard to find nowadays.
and what's even more crazy in this, isn't to toot horns or anything, because we of course we're people, we struggle, but
Right.
we understand that struggle, you know what I'm saying? And we care to
Definitely.
try to get past that. We care to try to is that's the most important thing. But when you're in something like, something that's just not good, any moment that you can get out of it, even if it's something where people are like, "Oh, that was dirty," or this or that, like don't even worry about that, man, because once you get
Yeah.
that split, it allows you to realize like that's the starting point of a new
Hmm.
thing. But without
Hmm.
that starting point, you are stuck in place. So it's good, even if it seems like maybe I could have did it better. Like it's better to just do it and look back and be like, I am sorry that I did it in a way like that, but I'm glad that you understand or something. You know what I mean?
And no, I completely understand what you mean because like for the longest time, I was like, oh dang, it was really messed up how I left. I just left the situation. But as I started to look at like you said, once I was out and I started to give it perspective, it was one of those things. I literally now because of that situation, I literally have a bad line of credit. I had to, reestablish my credit and everything like that because there was tons of bills left in my name that didn't
Oh
get
yeah.
paid, so I had to go back and pay those. It really messed with my sense of understanding how relationships should work
Mm-hmm.
because I had in mind how I wanted to build with somebody, and then
Right.
here comes this person who just totally throws that out of whack. So yeah, no,
Well,
I understand.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I understand that because without that split, there was no perspective for me to go ahead and stand on and be like, well, that wasn't for me.
Well, and honestly, if you look back and you kind of feel like a negative feeling, think of this. How else could you have handled it? You still don't have an answer to that because you didn't do another thing. You went down that path. That was the only answer that you had. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
with that being said, like, and I do, of course, Sadoria is somebody that we'll always respect and love and care about as well. She's an
definitely,
awesome person.
definitely.
But one of the things that was hard about that relationship as well is it seemed like at the time that you guys had got together, you were kind of in a dark place. And
Yeah,
she did a lot to kind of, it was almost like a aunt or something kind of, or some sort of motherly figure, which of course your spouse is kind of like that when you're a man. Your girl will make the bed or cook or something, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
It is
yeah.
oftentimes that nurturing feeling, but in that case specifically, one of the things that I feel like would have been an issue for me specifically is it's great to have that until it's not great to have that, if you
Hmm.
get what I'm saying.
Hmm.
They
No,
think that they're
completely.
superior because they have age, and it's like we're supposed to be together.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly. And you said it perfectly. How can you give advice to somebody who thinks they have all the answers? That it was that simple.
you can't.
And I, you cannot.
You can't.
You cannot.
Dude, I spend a lot of my time, like, especially on my channel, people don't really get to see the real shit, you know what I mean? And of
Definitely.
course, I'm always me, but like, I have a lot of real conversations with people about mental health and stuff. And like, I cannot tell you how many people I feel bad because I'm like, dude, you're fucked. You're fucked up, man. I'm trying to help you, dog.
Look,
You're
prime,
gone,
prime,
man.
prime example that I can give of somebody that I tried to help, but they were too far gone. Your sister.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the best example I can give. Like, no matter how nice I was, no matter how giving I was, no matter how caring I was, it was never enough because something with her was mentally
Well, and
not
I
there.
felt the same way. And when she's been doing okay. I'm not there
That's
with
good.
her every day, but she seems like she's doing a lot better.
That's
And
good.
shout out to her for even just taking the time to try to be a better person, because when we were younger, I had to multiple times kind of break away from her because I felt like, being used or being kind of just like,
Hmm.
damn, man, this person is exhausting because I'm trying to be genuine and they're not, essentially.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
there's always two sides to every story, and I hope that she doesn't harbor any resentment for those things or anything, because I don't. But it was
Yeah. Right.
stressful. It was stressful as hell to be like, man, I want to do stuff with you, but I don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what's
Like,
crazy is, we actually met through her, so it was.
and I was just about to say that too. Like, the crazy thing is, like, towards the tail end of us, whatever you want to call our situation,
Mhm.
towards the tail end, the only reason I would hang out with her is because I was like, oh, well, I get to hang out with Josh. Like, it's cool. Let's go.
Well, and that was the weirdest thing too. Is like the first time we met, I was playing guitar, and you just happened to come downstairs, and my sister's like, "This is my friend, whatever," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like, I meet people all the time. I'm not. My sister had a million fucking friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm like, okay, cool. And we kind of sat there and jammed. And I remember it was kind of weird, but it was something that made me realize you was different. I started playing that song Lullaby, and you literally teared up and was like, damn, that's beautiful, man. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this dude's different.
Yeah. Yeah. That look to this day, I still listen to that song. I still have it on. Like I have it saved to my cloud, so whenever I'm in a mental lapse, I definitely still play it. But yeah, that bro, that's keystrokes right there, dude. Like
Oh,
keystrokes.
but so I remember one of the to sum up what I witnessed from you guys was, do you remember that time it was snowy outside and we went to like Donato's or something? And
Mm-hmm.
like I cannot remember for the life of me. I think we went somewhere else before that, but someone had to use the bathroom or something, so we went and we like walked across the parking lot to Donato's or something, and she was like not talking or something or
Mm-hmm.
something weird, and you was just like, whatever, put your headphones in and started looking at your phone. You remember that?
I remember. I did.
And she was like, he just does that when he's mad or something. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. He doesn't want to blow up on you. No man,
Like
no man, I don't give a shit. Ladies, if you happen to watch this, no man likes being mad. It makes you look
at all.
stupid as fuck. Every
Exactly.
time I've ever
Exactly.
been mad, I look back and go, damn, why?
I
I
can.
look
Why
fucking
did I,
dumb as hell.
bro?
I let this person
Literally.
control me. Like, I get in all kinds
Literally.
of just like, fuck, man, I gotta be better. Gotta be better. I try
No,
so
I
hard
agree,
to
dude.
like, uh,
I agree.
the
Cause
key to everything, man, especially like anger and shit, balance. You gotta balance it. You gotta be able to get upset and then also know how to step away from it. And like
mm-hmm.
that was something that I actually did admire because my sister pissed me the fuck off a lot, bro. I mean, we're brother and sister, but we came to blows and shit, man.
Bro, like to this day, one of the biggest things that brings gratification to me is our last couple of days in Toledo. Her and Kevin got into something. He beat the shit, like beat the living shit out of her.
It's
And she
terrible,
comes
man.
back to the bro. She comes back to the house and starts crying to me, talking about how all this happened. And then I can't remember exactly what happened, but I basically tell her, "Well, hit me then if you feel like blah blah blah." And she literally two pieces me real quick. Now, when I tell you
She's
that,
got heavy
my
hands. It
my composure was like,
ain't
so I
worth it.
just,
You just realize, like, you
bro,
know what? You react two ways. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Or, you know what? Okay,
bro,
bet. Now I know where we
bro,
stand. Thank you.
exactly, exactly,
It's
and
not worth it,
and
man. It's not
and
worth it.
like,
And
bro,
let me be frank on this. If say something stupid was to happen, you are a big black dude in America. It is not worth it for you to ever react on your emotions ever.
ever,
You
ever,
will go to
and
prison and they will not believe you.
not at all. And that's like literally the funny thing because for me, anger issues has always been one of the biggest things. So,
Mhm,
keeping that in control has always been hard. But
for sure.
you know,
A
once I
lot
found
of
that
it
middle
comes with
ground,
age too, man. As you
mm-hmm,
get older, it's exhausting to be mad. As a kid, it
all
feels
the
like you
time.
could be mad all day, every day. As an adult, it's like, man, I don't want to feel like this. I will
Right.
literally cut
I'm like,
anything off. I don't care.
yeah, and literally that's why I had to I had to stop. That's why I literally had to end my last relationship because it got to the point where I was ready to kill her. Like literally,
Yeah, and
just
that's
wake up one
horribly
morning.
unhealthy. And a lot of people would say like okay, say some Karens see this shit, they're gonna be like, "Kill, that's disgusting. You need help." Yeah, you do. You honestly, everyone in that position in that predicament, but where you were intelligent enough to aware how upset you were, pull yourself out of that situation. People don't do that enough.
No,
It's not
not at
an
all.
issue of eh, I've been watching a lot of my girl is fucking obsessed with crime documentaries and shit now.
They all are right now.
They all are, bro. It's weird. Their algorithm is brainwashing them. But um, but we watch a lot of that stuff, and after my situation and everything that's going on with everyone around us, um, you know, you want to be smart in law in America right now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know your rights,
Mm-hmm.
and um,
wait, I would like you. I would like you to say that a second time, just in case nobody else heard.
you need to know your rights. And let me give you a big tipper. This is the number one law. If you ever remember anything ever from this podcast, from this channel, do not talk to the police ever.
At all.
If they arrest
At
you,
all.
that's okay. You're gonna be all right. I promise you. Because whatever happens is gonna happen, whether you talk or not. Get a lawyer. Don't talk to the police ever. Don't even tell them anything. Just get arrested. Just get arrested. It's okay.
At that point, you're just detained. They can't say nothing to you. They don't have any plausible
When they
evidence. They
say
just
anything can and will be used against you, it will be. Anything. I don't care if you fart. They will use. I'm not bullshitting you.
He was nervous. He had to be.
Literally. I'm not joking. Remember that. But so no but just seeing a lot of these crime documentaries and stuff, you just see so much stuff that just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, and it's like we see stuff all the time of like people who go to prison for crimes they didn't commit for years,
Right.
And then they're like,
right.
Oh, some TikTok blew up, and then a whole group decided they wanted to advocate for this person. And then they find out he didn't do it. It's like, all you had to do is do your fucking job. If TikTokers can do your job, why couldn't you? But I've also said this is something I had to, I tell a lot of people this, but I like had this epiphany, and I was like, I'm going to start telling that to everybody. I don't give a shit what it is. If you pay somebody to do anything, if you ask somebody to do anything, people are people. Hate it or love it, they will be people. And we are not perfect. It's not to hate anybody. It's not to shit on anybody. If you go to the pizza place, they might fuck your pizza up. If you pay someone to do your roof, they might fuck your roof up. If you pay an attorney, he might have a shitty argument for you. Anything.
Literally.
Always double check what they're doing. Always make sure that you got what you paid for. So on and so forth. But that was just that was one I had to share. Because it will humble you if you think about that.
But you're not lying. Like,
never expect somebody to do their job right. Never.
So perfect example. These when you go to get a mortgage on your house, they check your credit score, which is a reference to how well you're willing to pay. It's the same thing whenever you hire somebody or whenever you ask somebody to do you a favor. Check your references first.
Well, and that's one of the things I see a lot on TikTok too. Is I'm fucking TikToked out, man. But
oh man, look, it's the wave.
It is, but it's a good one, man. It is a good one. There's so much good shit on there because it's anybody has a voice on TikTok right now. For now, fingers crossed it stays like that. You're just gonna see McDonald's ads 24/7. But no, but they get these inspectors to go check their houses, and then they come in a couple days later and they're like, look at this wood, and they'll grab it and it'll crumble. The whole fucking frame will crumble, and they're like, yeah, we need to get out of this house. This is unsafe. It's like, you had an inspector. So now these people went and bought this house, then they come in the house and they're like, the house starts falling apart, and it's like, you have to make sure that this inspector did his job. As shitty as it is, you can't trust this professional because you don't know what he's dealing with. Fuck, he could have came home to his wife cheating, came back to your fucking house to inspect it like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, I don't give a fuck. You don't know. So don't be bitter that people can't do their jobs, because people are people. You have to take responsibility and make sure, because if they don't do their job and you say, hey, I paid you for an inspection and the fucking house is crumbling, bro. Now it's his problem, and it's not your problem. But that you have to take responsibility. You can't be like, well, I bought the house and it was inspected, so what do I do? Like,
Right.
set in it, motherfucker. You.
Homeowners insurance don't cover that.
Nope, because it was already a problem.
Uh huh.
But
But no, that's a fact. That is a fact. Like, I kind of wish I would have took. Uh, I would have took my. What, I wish I would have took my
brave time.
my reference. I would have took my. I wish I would have took my references uh, for my last relationship because literally all the flags kept popping up. I just chose to ignore them because everybody,
Mm-hmm.
people can change, but not everybody changes.
Well, and that's an important part of love too. Is we are all people. We all have shitty things we do. The important thing for a relationship to work is you have to be in agreement that you are willing to work on everything. And
Right.
when a red flag pops up, as a partner, is your responsibility to find the right way to discuss this red flag and to expose this pattern and say, look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful and I love you. That's the only reason I'm saying this. I'm not saying this to be a dick. I do not want to fight, but this is something that you do, and I would really like to help you work on it and fix it. And if you cannot do that, it's going to be really fucking hard to have a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot
And
of
that's
people get defensive, and I say this respectfully. I know it's 2022. I know the Karens are on the hunt, but it's
cancel
mostly women
culture.
who do this shit. There are a lot of toxic men, and men are more so. They don't want to deal with shit at all. But
Yeah.
women are defensive. They're extremely
Mm-hmm.
defensive, and it's an extremely weird, like, I mean, even still to this day, me and my girl have a great relationship, but there are a lot of times where if I catch her in the wrong mood, it's like she's a completely different person. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
why would it? And I'm like, whoa, why? I'll ask her, like, the way that you responded, do you feel that was an appropriate way? And she's like, well, this is how I felt, blah, blah, blah. And she gets mad. And I'm like, that's not what I asked you. Do you think it was appropriate for you to get that mad at what I asked?
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
it wasn't. So even if you
No.
feel just in what you said, there was no reason for you to get that mad and blow it up like that. But that takes a long, long time. We've been together for 11 years. 11 years.
Longer.
11 years and 2
Longer.
months. It's her birthday
Girl
today,
about
too.
that. Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday,
Yeah, I'll
Courtney.
tell her you said happy birthday. She don't give a shit. We're old, man. I told her,
Right,
I
right.
literally said this. We were sitting there eating pizza. I was like, you know what sucks the most about getting older is you appreciate shit more and you get less. The older you get, the more you appreciate shit and the less you get.
That
Ain't
is
that
so true.
shitty as fuck? If we
That is
had
so
like
true.
holidays like we did as a kid now, we'd be fucking hype as hell, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Be like, bro, what? You guys got me what? That shit's sick. You got me the new PlayStation?
Right. Exactly, dude. Like, man. But
If I'm
that's
ever a
the
parent,
beautiful
bro,
thing of
I might fuck around and be like, I'm gonna save all this money till you get older and give you some sick Christmases when you're an adult.
right now. You're just getting Legos. You can get Legos.
You can have some Legos. You can have like some cardboard cutouts of some shit or something. You could
No,
play the
dude.
free to play games and shit. You know, anything that I
It's
got. You
crazy you
get my
said that.
hand me downs.
It's crazy you said that about if you ever have a child. You know how many times that I thought I was going to be a father, and this shit did not happen.
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I would love to have children,
You want to have kids
but
right
that'd be
now?
right now. No, because I'm still kind of establishing everything for myself.
Does that
So,
ever end?
huh?
Does that ever end?
Oh no, it doesn't.
Bro, I
It
don't
does
want
not.
kids. I really don't. Me and Courtney don't want kids. I don't
Same
know if we
here.
will eventually. I've definitely thought about having kids. It's like that weird idea as just like yeah, it sounds cool, but that's a lot of fucking sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be
Mm-hmm.
told, I
And
really don't want
responsibility,
kids.
dude.
Well, and I've had people tell me, like, oh, that's selfish. No, it's selfish to think that you get to dictate my values, you dumbass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But well, I think it's even more selfish to bring somebody into the world that didn't have a choice for one,
No,
and for two, you weren't too sure if you wanted them in the first place. Like
exactly.
that's very, very selfish.
Well,
You know.
and, you know, this is a controversial topic for a lot of people, but we as a country mainly care about people before they're born, not after. Everyone's like, oh, you should have a baby, you should have this and that. Our society fucking sucks. Everyone's toxic. Everyone has bad mental health. Our food sucks. Our economy is dog shit. Property costs more. Minimum wage is exactly the same as it was 20 years ago. Like, it sucks, man. People are fucking
Right.
struggling. I don't want kids. Because, say, and this is a hypothetical, this is a very extreme idea, though. This is not what I think will happen, but imagine 5 years from now, we're like, fuck it. Well, time to have a revolution. Start going nuts. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
Revolutionary War. Which doesn't seem that far fetched when you talk about how.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, after being down here for a month, seeing the supporters of Trump
Mm-hmm.
let me know that it's very possible. It's not far from it at all. Like, dude, it's you know how many Trump hats I still see to this. Like, people still driving around with
Well,
Trump
and this is the
flags.
thing, too, is people try to say Trump's not racist. Now let me elaborate just a smidge on this. And this is from a white person's perspective, and then we'll get a black person's perspective since it's hard for people to understand where
The
we're coming
the
from on
domino
these
effect.
topics.
The domino effect.
Well, we call ourselves the yin and yang, the fucking, you know what I mean? We already had the fucking, we were gonna make an actual album like 7 years ago and call it
Right?
the 50 Shades of Grey, and it was going to just
Yeah,
be talking about the gray areas. This is one of
literally.
those. Trump may not be individually racist. He probably is. He's old as fuck. He's also said things like grab her by the pussy, which is advocating for sexual assault. Let's be honest. Take a second and think about that. Grab her by the pussy. Even if you're joking about sexual assault. And you're saying, I'm so fucking rich, they can't do anything about it anyway. And then we
Literally.
elected him anyway. But I don't hate Trump. I don't really give a fuck about politics at all, to be honest. But I do think that's not that many people can. Imagine if Biden said grab her by the pussy.
Everybody will be in an uproar.
Because he represents the left, the people who
Mm-hmm.
care about shit. But
Mm-hmm.
nonetheless, you know, and again, I don't take political sides. I think politics are fucking stupid, and anyone who actually follows them is fucking stupid. So if you like
Yeah,
politics, you're fucking
you
stupid.
are literally a
It's
sheep.
literally entertainment that is made to make you fight left or right. None of that
Mm-hmm.
shit is a. You can have you can think for yourself. I don't know if you knew that, but you don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat. Well, vote third
You're
party. No,
liberal.
you don't have to do none of that shit. You could just be you. It's crazy, but
It's very
anyway,
possible.
um so with Trump created a surge, a resurgence, I should say, of people who are comfortable being racist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I say comfortable being racist, you're black, I don't have to tell you. And one of the things that you see a lot of is things like, okay, say you disagree with Black Lives Matter.
I do.
What do you, well, and that's the thing. Everyone has their own opinions, you know what I'm saying? But say you disagree with Black Lives Matter. What do you say? Do you say all lives matter? What was the meaning for all
Mm.
lives matter? It was a protest to Black Lives Matter because white people felt as if they were not included in that. Black Lives
Well,
Matter is
I'm a,
essentially standing and saying, we're talking about the injustices on black people.
so I'm gonna give you something that was brought to me. when All Lives Matter originally came out, literally people people thought they were saying alt lives matter.
That's different. What,
You know,
like,
like alt white.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see that.
So when I first heard that, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that doesn't,
That was far fetched. Rein it
right.
back in.
Well, and that's kind of the thing too, is the sad reality of it is that all it did was create sides.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter is a protest, whether you agree or disagree with the quote unquote movement or the people who allegedly, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Black Lives Matter burns down buildings and riots. Let's take a second and actually talk about the movement. The movement was for injustices on black people. That's what it was for. Period, point blank, that's it. All Lives Matter was created as a way to say, no, black lives don't matter. All lives matter. But then why did All Lives Matter not say, you know what? You're right. We stand with you in your protest and injustices. We all matter and we all need to stop these police.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not what they
And,
wanted. They wanted to stop
and
Black Lives Matter. That's it.
it's funny you say that because it's like you said, you're not political, and I'm not political either. But the one thing I can say politics does is, like you said, create sides to the left or to the right, and it doesn't. And if like you were watching at all during the pandemic or during 2021 or 2020, literally all you saw was left and right, left and
Left
right,
and right.
left and right. That's
And if
all
it
you
wasn't
saw.
that, it was always something of a divide. There's always a divide. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care
Mm-hmm.
what it is right now. Everyone is divided. Dude, it's crazy. I have a my girl was talking about this. It's called a mass, what's the word? A mass psychosis. And they were
Mm.
talking about how right now the world, because of the time that we were quarantined and the time that a lot of people spent way more time in their house last year than the year before than ever. A lot of people don't know how to be homebodies.
What the heck?
No, you're good. A lot of people don't know how to be homebodies. A lot of people get
Right.
really like, I can't be in this house.
Yeah.
Oh, I need my haircut. That was what people were thinking
What's
about.
going on, bro? Nah, I agree, bro. Like, Ray,
So when you
like,
talk about like a mass psychosis, if you know psychosis, it's like people don't even know that they're in a bad place. People could be
right.
depressed, toxic, aggressive, anything. They don't know. They just think shit's normal. But so many people have been put in a state of depression and anxiety, not only because of the fear mongering of COVID, which I just had COVID and knock on wood, but the shit is over. Okay. The CDC just made an article today. You can look this up, saying that herd immunity is more effective than vaccines. Natural immunity, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Natural immunity is more effective than vaccines.
And I'm not gonna lie, I had it too. Like, so 2020, I had it too. Like when the pandemic first started, I had it too.
And that
But
was
it
supposed to
was
be the worst one.
exactly. But like when I say literally, it was just one of those things where I had a really bad cold. I couldn't taste and smell for a while, and then it was up.
Yeah.
It
For
wasn't. It
me,
wasn't nothing
I
else.
had like a stomach almost type bug. I just had it. I had like if I ate, I felt like I had a lot of acid, and I got headaches a lot, and I had a fever.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah, and that you're right. It's all about like
It's fear mongering.
I swear, politicians nowadays
It's
feed off
fear
fear.
mongering. We
Yeah.
live in a capitalist society. All they're worried about is making money. I don't care which side
Mm-hmm.
you are on. This is not politics. Capitalism is based off of capitalizing off of the fucking consumers. We are the
Exactly.
consumers. If we're afraid, think of this. This is again, this is proven. When people died with COVID or with COVID, they issued statements saying that if you got shot in the face and you had COVID,
You died of COVID.
you died of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they
And
got money for that. When the hospitals would write notes, there was just an article that two nurses made 1.6 million. Two nurses made $1.6 million off of COVID death certificates. Imagine how many people lied about that shit. Imagine how much money they made as hospitals, as a
mm-hmm,
whole fucking practice. But not only that, and again, this is all stuff that has been written in articles by the CDC and by doctors and things like that. And when people would die, they could get anywhere from $3,000 to $30,000, and sometimes more. So seems like, we could go down the conspiracy route, but let's just talk facts here. They could get that money. So why worry more about a vaccine when the CDC is saying that natural immunity is stronger? Vaccines
mm-hmm,
make money. So now if you
mm-hmm.
die, you're getting $3,000 to $30,000. You're paying for the vaccine. And on top of that, you're afraid. You're going to go spend all your money. Your life feels meaningless. You're so scared
Mm-hmm.
that you would rather go spend all your money or binge because you're in a depressed state. I need that fucking TV, man. I need something. I don't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
That new thing will excite me. So you impulse buy, so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth. It's all mental health. For a year, we were locked away and forced to be afraid of this thing that ain't that bad. Let's be real. It's not that bad. And I know people might go, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. It's not that bad. This many people died." Yeah, you know how many people die yearly from heart disease? And how many people are banning salt?
You know how many people die yearly from gun violence, and
Well,
we
gun
still got
violence?
those.
Dude, most of the people in America die because of heart disease, which is caused by things like sodium. Then we go to fucking Taco Bell and eat 6 tacos and eat 5 times the daily amount of salt, and they're like, "Come to Taco Bell and get her Taco 12 pack." Like, fuck your Taco 12 pack. You just killed hundreds of people across the fucking country.
Literally, there would not be a show called My 600 Pound Life if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Taco Bell,
If it wasn't
McDonald's,
for
all these.
obesity.
Yeah,
What do these
yeah,
people eat on these shows? Do they go home and eat vegetables and they just have some sort
no,
of weird? No, they're guzzling fucking pancake batter and fucking chocolate syrup.
I swear
And
to
we're
you,
big
man.
people. We're big
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, exactly,
But
exactly.
the food is so unregulated. Many
Mm-hmm.
things that we have in our country are banned overseas. Our pop is illegal in other countries. Why? Because it's fucking terrible for you. And we're so
Look,
worried about COVID that we're going and buying all the toilet paper in the world. For what? Were you
dude,
planning
I
on
kid you
shitting your
not.
guts out?
I kid you not. So on the pop issue, I kid you not. I was working. This was back when I was in Columbus. I was working at Honda, and I kid you not, somebody used Coca Cola to clean the corrosion off of a battery.
Oh,
It should
yeah.
not be that aesthetic, bro.
No,
It should
dude,
not be that aesthetic.
there's so many things like that. You already know when we lived together, I talked about this shit all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
You already know, man. I got years of stories of
man.
it's
Look,
fucking crazy, man.
but I think the dope part about you is though you'll do your research
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of just blurting something out all misconstrued and
It was funny.
not supported by anything fat.
I was talking to my girl earlier, it might have been last week. And I don't like to be cocky, but when I get something right and someone has to admit it, I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah.
But like, so we were talking about COVID, and I was pretty much telling her like, what okay, what is a conspiracy theory? What is the need of a conspiracy theory? The need is that we're lacking answers. A conspiracy is basically someone trying to create an answer for something that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have an answer. And then they say you're crazy because you're just conspiring. You're just thinking. You're
Mm-hmm.
just, well, the moon could be a light bulb. Like, if we don't know, we're going to make an answer. A
That is so
lot of
true.
conspiracies have a lot of connections that kind of prove them, but there's no hard proof.
Mm-hmm.
So they're theories. They're not laws, they're theories. But with that being said, we wouldn't need them if we had answers. So we were talking about COVID, and I said, most of the shit you know about COVID is all lies. I remember, or just not factual. I remember when COVID started, bro, I was sitting in my house, and my girl has asthma, and I get like flare ups every now and then with allergies, but nothing crazy. But she was gone out during COVID, and I was like, man, this is like, I'm uncomfortable with this because I don't know how fucking serious this is. And they're saying that the people that would be fucked are people with asthma and immunocompromised and so on and so forth. So I watched a video, and it was a news channel reporting in a hospital, and a guy was like, they were interviewing one of the COVID patients, and he's like, it feels like I have bricks in my lungs, and like he's like, I could barely move, they make me get up and walk, it hurts so bad, blah blah blah. And they started explaining COVID is when it's a respiratory infection that crystallizes in your lungs, and it basically makes really hard mucus crystals in your lungs, and it hurts really bad, like you have razors in your lungs, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's fucking terrifying. I don't want that. That sounds awful. I was actually worried. By 6 months later, anyone I told that story was like, that's not what COVID is. And I was like, bro, I promise you on everything, I seen this shit. You can't find it. I would not make this shit up. You know I wouldn't make this shit up. I remember watching that shit, bro, and I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit. Then all of a sudden you got the Delta and the Omicron, Persei 8 and all this shit.
Look.
You watch Futurama?
Huh? Yeah.
Omicron, Persei 8?
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's what I was like, man, look, at this point, they might as well come out with new Pokemon.
Bro, it's... And I do hate to take shit lightly and be like, oh, you go spit in each other's mouths. Like, no, there's still illnesses going around.
Definitely.
But it's not as serious as they're making it out to be.
Exactly. And
I'm fat.
It's not even like that.
Look at me. I'm a big dude. I got fucking man boobs and shit. I just had COVID. I'm good, bro. I ain't been to a doctor in fucking 2 years. I'm good.
Bro.
I didn't go to the hospital. Look, I don't eat good.
I have asthma, right?
He has asthma.
I'm like, bro, I'm still alive.
And he's immune. Why? Because he got COVID.
Yeah.
They said the best immunity is natural immunity. But with that being said, so me and my girl get to talking, and we're talking about it, and I'm like, everything you know about COVID is bullshit. And I told her that story I just told you. And I said, most of the things that were told to us, masks would be effective. Then they're not effective. We're still being forced to wear masks. There was a...
But think about this. We're still being forced to wear masks, right? But that's to protect anybody else from getting COVID. What about us wearing the mask? We're still breathing it right.
Well, you're touching your face. You're going around the store and then touching your face. If anything, that's more effective than just breathing near each other.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm not a fucking scientist, so maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But they did tell you not to touch your fucking face, right?
They did. They said,
don't itch your eyes. Don't. Okay, I got you. Like...
Let me take this mask off real quick.
What'd you say?
I can't hear you.
It's fucking stupid. But the other thing, damn, I lost my train of thought. So we were talking. What was it? It was something else about COVID. Damn, I can't remember. It'll come back to me. But so anyway, we're talking, and I'm telling her that, these things are lies. And, yeah. There's videos of Joe Biden, our president, talking about the vaccine. Dead-ass quotes where he says, if you get the vaccine, you cannot get COVID. You will have immunity. Most of the people who got the Delta variant were vaccinated. Why did you lie? Are we not going to address this shit? Oh, well, I mean, it happens.
No, like mental illness in black families, they're just gonna sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
literally just all bullshit. Dude, we live in idiocracy. We live in
Yeah, and
idiocracy. You've seen that
like
movie, right?
what?
Idiocracy?
No, I'm not.
Oh man, you got to watch it. Make a mental note of that. Idiocracy.
I definitely will.
It's fucking
Who,
great. Terry Crews is
who's
in
in it?
it. He's the president.
Oh, okay, okay.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Bro,
No.
you will literally fucking love this movie. It's a
Okay,
comedy about the idiocracy of future America. It's
okay,
fucking golden, bro.
okay.
It
It
is
sounds like
golden.
something.
It's good, bro. It's good. But so nah, but so I was talking to her about all of that stuff, and basically like I said COVID before SARS-CoV-2 or whatever, COVID has been around for a long time. It was a
Mm-hmm.
cold. It was a form of the common cold. And she was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's SARS-CoV is COVID-19. That's why they called it 19. I said, not COVID-19. COVID. COVID-19 is the 2019 variation of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But before that,
Boom.
it was a common cold. And she says, like, no, or whatever. And, you know, I looked at her. I was like, okay. Either way, neither of us know shit about it, but I do
Mm-hmm.
know that as a reported fact that COVID was around beforehand. So she looked
Well,
it
do
up
you?
and she's like, wow, you were right. It says like 1950 COVID, this or that. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, I wouldn't sit here and argue this shit if I didn't fucking
So
know it.
what a lot of Americans don't realize is political science. I mean, political scientists sit in a lab all day messing with these different variants of
Everything.
uh
Any
everything.
bacteria that they can find.
Literally,
I don't give a shit
literally.
if it's a new thing. They will look at a turd and be
Mm-hmm.
like, what is that? And pick it off and
Mm-hmm.
fuck with it for weeks, months, years. And then we get the shit virus here in fucking 30 years
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't wash their hands when they left the lab. It's that simple.
Exactly.
It's literally
Exactly.
that simple.
And it doesn't help none that everybody's so quick to accept fear before they accept the reason that everybody just flocks to, oh yeah, this has to be this has to be the case. This has to be the case.
Well, and people, in fairness, people are very busy. People
Mm-hmm.
are very depressed and they're very busy. You could say, like, I could be harsh and be like, people are fucking idiots. And if I say that, what I mean in turn is people don't want to spend the time to learn. So with something like TikTok, if you're only on TikTok all day, you never read articles, you never look up anything, and someone gets on there and says, look at this video of Joe Biden, he can't even talk. And Joe Biden's like, I remember when I was a boy, but when we were in Iraq, we had a lot of guns. And it's like, wait, what the fuck did he just say? You just seen something
Mm-hmm.
completely out of context. You just seen something, and then you're like, oh, we need Trump back. Like, bro, watch what he said. And if you still agree with your values, that's fine. But you're literally being a TikTok politician. How
Mm-hmm.
can you feel strongly about something you don't even research?
Right.
That's
And
fucking stupid.
it really don't help. It really, really doesn't help none that, you know, in this digital age that we live in, any and everything can be made to seem true.
Absolutely.
And like you said, people aren't willing to learn, but people aren't willing to do their research. So with that, you have literally
Every person
people.
is an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
I could sit here and say, yesterday I seen Tom Cruise sucking a man's dick. And guess what?
That would get 100
Given
million
the
likes.
right fucking people, it's gonna blow up, and Tom Cruise is gonna be gay from now on. Bro, do you remember? And I'm glad this shit died off. You remember when Bruno Mars made Locked Out of Heaven and everyone's like, Bruno Mars said he's gay?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
And then they
I
was
remember
like
that.
trying
Yeah,
to cancel the motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
that was our canceling before. It was like homophobic fucking masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, we ain't listening to that queer. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But like
And now it went from that to now cancel
the
culture
complete
is.
fucking opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, Time to go in that fucking lava pit.
Uh-oh.
What's your thoughts on all of this? And how can I say this properly? The changes that have been made towards like, trans culture, the LGBTQ, all of that stuff. What's your opinion on that? Just everything that's
Uh,
going on.
I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like, you know how they say when you're looking over here, you can't see what this hand's doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Everybody's so focused on this new community that they're not paying attention to what the old community is doing.
That is actually very with it is very simple, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Also, I
I
just
do.
realized that we both have renter's paint in our fucking room that we're in. We look like we're in the same fucking room. um, no, that's actually a really good because what I was gonna say is I mean we could elaborate a lot on this topic. Personally,
Definitely.
I would like to fully disclose I don't care what you do, don't care who you are. I accept
Yeah.
you as who you are if you're trans or whatever. I do not care. I don't think anybody should care. Only you can decide who you are and your values. However,
Facts.
it's kind of weird right now because they're the LGBTQ and all of this stuff, they're not all of the people in those communities are not all the Karens that we see. And they do give
Mm-hmm.
those communities really, really bad fucking like the super cancel culture people. They give those
Mm-hmm.
communities bad names. But one of the weirdest things is that I agree there should be representation of everything. I think that when we even look at like they were talking about like Miles Morales and like how
Mm-hmm.
it's a black Spider-Man. That's great. Black Panther. Like we need black superheroes to represent black people. And I as a
Right.
white person, I never really thought about when I was younger like what it would mean to grow up and look up to someone. Like I used to look at Triple
Mm-hmm.
H and shit and be like, "Oh, I could be Triple H. I could be this or that." It is
Mm-hmm.
easier to see yourself as someone you look more like. If I'm sitting
Exactly.
here making a video game character, I'm not going to make him black because I'm white and I want him to be that version of me. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. You want it to be relatable, and
Exactly.
since
So
you
even though
since
it
you're coming
never
from
really
that place,
fucking
yeah.
looks like me at all, even close, but I back in Fight Night, back in the day, I had one that looked like me. It was pretty interesting. He had like the
I think
exact
the
same body
closest I
type and
got,
everything. It was weird.
I think the closest I got was 2K.
Dude,
That's
the
the
face
closest I
scans are
got.
fucking. After this stream, I'm gonna send you some fucking face scan pictures I had. You're gonna cry laughing, bro. Cry
Got
laughing.
you.
But terrible, man. Terrible. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can pull them up real quick. But what was I saying? But representation is important, and
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of like This is gonna sound kind of dumb. I know you know, but like a lot of people, specifically white people, try to be like, "Oh, I listen to black music and shit." Like, like I watch a lot of black YouTubers and shit. I don't. Have you ever heard of Corey
Okay.
Kenshin?
No, I haven't
I
heard of
watch
that.
Corey Kenshin. I watch I'm Dante. I watch the Law Twins,
I
No
know.
Life
I
Shag. I
know.
watch all of
I
these
know.
people like fucking religiously, bro. And I think it was I'm Dante who said something about it, or Corey Kenshin, and they were just talking about like I I love Spider-Man, I love this and that, but when I actually got to sit back and go, like, I could be that person, it changed it for them. And they were like, that was a different feeling. And I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Like, but with that being said, representation is important. If you want gay people in a movie so people feel comfortable being gay, cool. But it also becomes there's kind of a gray area because companies are now using gay people and black people and this and that to profit off of their movies because it's hip.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we need the gay couple so that way gay people feel like they're being represented.
You
And
ever
it's like,
seen
but then you're
please
not
please
having
tell me.
real gay people. You're having like that's like having a white dude play a black guy and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Got Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Tropical Thunder.
Which people don't talk about that. That was fucked up. It
Nobody
was
talks
funny.
about.
It was
Never
funny.
talks
I ain't gonna
about.
lie. It was funny as fuck. But
It was. It was.
it shouldn't have
But
been done.
nobody
Let's
talks
be
about that.
honest. But
Yeah.
times were different,
Yeah.
man. And that wasn't that long ago.
But to pick up on that subject about how people are profiting off of the minority, you have you seen Bo Burnham's Inside?
Is that a newer one?
No, it came out last year.
I haven't watched any of his special. You said Bo Burnham, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them since like 2018.
So literally, this dude
He's
does a
great.
whole special. Dude, like very underrated. But this dude does a special
Is it on
inside of his
Netflix?
guest house. Hmm.
I might have to check it out.
He does a whole special inside of his guest
I
house
think I've seen
where,
clips from it on TikTok and shit.
well, there's one of the scenes where he's basically talking about how he's a brand advocator, and he's talking about you can't be like, uh yeah, no, the question nowadays isn't is Starbucks what you want, but is Starbucks for Black Lives Matter? Like he was
Yeah,
trying basically saying what you're saying.
100%. But it's like marketing without having to market. Like,
Exactly.
you got some dude on Wendy's fucking Twitter backsassing people, and people are like, Wendy's is lit. Yeah, you just thought about Wendy's. That's marketing.
Exactly.
It's like, well, they didn't
Exactly.
try to sell me nothing. No, but you just thought about Wendy's. Their brand is relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. It's literally,
Mm-hmm.
if you're sitting here at home and you go, "Oh, red's fucking ugly." Thank you. Genuinely, you're fucking
That helps
thinking
my
about
brand.
me. You know what I'm
That helps
saying?
my brand. Exactly. Exactly.
But they're like, "Who's red?" Like, let me show you his videos. Look at this
Help
ugly
me out, please.
motherfucker, bro. I can't even
Get
believe.
my lights up.
Listen how boring he is. We'll watch the whole thing. Tell me if you laugh once. Like, thanks, dumbass.
We
but
watched the whole hour of me talking.
but so with that being said, like the whole representation is getting weird. Like we got
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, one of the more popular shooters right now, Apex. If you are
Mm-hmm.
playing Apex, they're like, "Oh, this person's gay, this person's this." Okay, I don't care if Gibraltar's gay. I don't care if Bangalore's gay. I don't care if these people are gay. I don't care. I'm going to play as who I want. And most likely the meta, because that's how games work anymore. If you're not playing the meta, you're getting your fucking ass raped.
Mm-hmm.
So
Literally.
I'm gonna play as whoever is playing the fucking best, and that's unfortunately how shit works right now. But when you start pushing, like, oh, this character's gay and we're gonna sell a skin for him and this and that, people don't understand the marketing scheme behind this character is your favorite character now. That, in a sense,
Right.
is a form of marketing. Why?
Right.
Let me explain. If I say, I know you play Lifeline, I get on, I see Lifeline skins on sale for $5 instead of 20. I might be like, hey bro, you see Lifeline skins on sale? Like, nah. You should buy it, bro. Nah, I don't really want to buy it. Alright, I might buy it for you. Or you might want to buy it because it's on sale. But I told you. I
I
reached
don't
out to
want it.
you because of the character you play in a fucking video game. You might have a
Mm-hmm.
wallpaper, you might have this, but you have related to this character. You have put your time into this character. So when they come out and like Apex did this back with the George Floyd shit. They put a banner on their shit that said Black Lives Matter. They didn't even have a black male character in the game at the time. But they
Oh,
added Seer. But if you play Apex, they added Seer. But they didn't even have a black man in the game at the time. I would love to
yeah.
see like fucking Terry Crews call him like fucking, I don't know, like fucking Crush or something, and he just charges shit. He's just like an Old Spice
That was
commercial or
dope,
some shit. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
But
I would. I hate to have to do this, but I have to go.
oh okay, no man, it's all good. If you guys ever want to see second part to this, we were just getting to the good shit.
Oh yeah, we were just diving in.
But we always chop it up anyway. So I mean, we could
I'll
definitely do a
definitely do
part
that.
two. We'll
Yeah,
definitely do a part
definitely
two.
do that.
But run up the likes. Let us know down in the comments how much you hate us.
How much you love us.
But
how much you despise us.
Yeah, man. Well, either way, man, we appreciate you coming by to the channel. This is special. This is the first podcast, though, man. I don't think you understand. This is the first of many specific podcasts. I do have other podcasts, but this is the podcast.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Make it big.
Yeah, man.
Understand
definitely.
how incredible it is.
And there you go. I got a marketing scheme. But all right. Well, thank you guys for coming to Red's World. Hopefully we see you guys in the next podcast. But stay tuned for more to come soon, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.